Alright, in this section we're going to install WordPress securely, and we already have our database, which is pretty secure. We have one user, we have pretty secure passwords. So what we want to do now is go to wordpress.org, and we want to click on download WordPress. Download WordPress 3.7.1 is the newest version at this time. Yours may be higher. And we already downloaded it, but I'll just overwrite it. Alright, so that's downloaded. Let's check it out in the folder. Now, what I have here is an empty folder called WordPress install. I'm going to extract all the files to that folder. So we want all of these over here. Alright, so now we can get rid of this. And there's a few things we need to do here, especially for security. Now, by default, you'll get this wp-config sample.php file. This is going to be the main configuration file, but what we need to do is rename it. Okay, we need to rename. All we need to do is remove the word sample. So it should be wp/config.php. So let's open that up. And there's a few things we need to do here. The first being we need to update our database information. So right here you can see we need the database name. Alright, and that's going to go right here. In our case, or in my case, it's techguy4 underscore, I think it's word2, what was it, word234. Let me just double check. Alright, WP234, and the user is WP owner. So I'm going to copy that, and that goes in the user name. And then let's see, password will be this, where is it? This file here. Grab this password. You can see it's very secure. Where was I? Okay, that's the password. Local host for the host name, 99% of the time that's what you're going to use, so just leave that. This is pretty interesting. We have all kinds of authentication keys that we can create, and WordPress actually has a generator that we can use for this. So let's go to our browser and just search for WordPress salt generator. And salt is the encryption method that WordPress uses. So the first result you click on, and it gives us this random, all these random strings. So all we need to do is copy all of this, okay, and go ahead and replace these. And this adds some really good security to our site. The next thing I want to do to improve security is change the table prefix. By default, WP underscore is used with all WordPress tables. We don't want that. We want something that's different and random and a little more difficult. So let's say we'll do lowercase d, uppercase T, A5 or 4, because you can have underscores. That's why we're going to have an underscore at the end. Okay, you can't use symbols. Let's see, none of this really pertains to us right now, so that looks good. Let's save this. Okay, so now that file is saved, so now we can upload our files. And we want to do this through the secure connection that we created. So I'm going to log in, make sure we're using that key. You can see right here we're using, we're using that PPK key that we created. So I want to go to my public HTML folder and create a new folder or new directory called blog. And all this entire installation is going to be uploaded to that subfolder. Now this is going to take a while, so I'm actually going to pause the video and I'll be back. Alright, so it looks like everything's uploaded to the site. Now what we need to do is log into the front end, or visit the front end of the site, which is techguystaging.com/blog. Alright, so we have an error establishing a database connection. So let me just make sure. We have TechGuy4 WP234, and then TechGuy4 WP owner is the user. So let's go back. Let's take out that config file and just make sure that everything's okay. Okay, TechGuy4 Word234 is the database name. The user is TechGuy4 WP owner. Huh. Okay, I really don't know why that would be doing that. Huh. Oh, I see it. We have WP234, and here we put Word234. So we just want to change that to W234. Save it and re-upload it. Alright, so that should work. Alright, so here's the welcome screen. We just need to plug in some information here. The site title, WordPress blog. Now this is a really important security precaution as well. You don't want to keep admin because that's the default username, and all the hackers, all the people that are going to try to break into your site, they all know that. So you want to change this to something else. I'm going to change it to Brad T, and then your password should be very strong here. You have a strength indicator. I'm going to type in mine. Okay, so that's a strong one. Alright, so it looks like I got a mismatch. There we go. Email. You can choose if you want your site to be indexed in search engines or not. I'm just going to keep it checked. Okay, so let's go and try to log in. And the password, the username is going to be Brad T. Password. Log in. And now we have our back end for our blog. So if we click on WordPress blog visit site, that'll show us the front end. Okay, so this is just the default template. So now we're ready to start implementing some more security precautions. So next I'll just show you some small steps that we can take just to make it that much more secure.